Gentlemen, picture this from the outside. The routine seems to be going well. Talks, the recognizable smile, all appears the same, but underneath she seems distant and something feels strange. Her warmth has diminished and affection is slipping between your fingers slowly. Maybe it's more difficult to contact her. Shut off. Or perhaps you can just feel. You're not quite correct about something, cannot identify it, but that persistent. Your gut instinct is unrelenting, murmuring what's actually in your ear ongoing. Is there anyone else present? Could she be sharing the photo? We're going to share our hearts with another man today, to delve far below the surface, beyond the courtesy, and reveal the subtle but telling indicators that could point to another. Your place is being gently taken by a man. Returning to our channel, where we are investigating the unvarnished realities of contemporary relationships, allure, and the intricate dance of closeness, I now realize this is something anyone who wishes to face the idea of betrayal is like receiving a blow to the chest. A more profound breach of trust. We wish to believe in more than words can express. The relationships we have with the people we care about feel safe in the people's arms. We've put our souls into it, yet the infidelity isn't usually the result of frequently. A dramatic confession quietly and silently creeps in until you end up standing on shaky one day, asking yourself, is there more? Happening here, your intuition is telling you something, even though the indications aren't constantly blazing. They are concealed in the minor details and subtle changes that frequently go overlooked. However, now we'll find 6 strong indicators that can indicate an unpleasant reality. They aren't just the clear, blaring warning signs. No, we're discussing the subtle, almost subtle alterations in her conduct, the ones that might indicate by the end of it, someone else is fighting for her heart. After seeing this video, you'll have the clarity and understanding to see through the mirrors and smoke, to comprehend the inner psychology that explains why she might wander, and to be aware of the warning indications before, they demolish everything you've constructed. So breathe deeply, then let's get started. These 6 indicators suggest that she may be seeing a different man due to the fact that even if it can be uncomfortable, the truth is always preferable than residing in the shadow of. Without a doubt, she abruptly turns into too busy or unavailable for you. The relationship dance is frequently determined by the shared temporal rhythm, the snippets of time taken from each other's life. However, what occurs after that rhythm begins to falter when someone breaks the harmony by a disturbing quiet, one of the most obvious indications that something has changed, when a woman who was once so keen to spend time with you then abruptly stops. She might see a variety of causes: being overworked and overly busy, or only requiring room, while these explanations could be similar to the drastic transformation in her availability is more powerful than words. Not only the postponed plans or the fewer calls, it's the sentimental distance that gradually replaces the intimacy you two formerly had. What was a bond that was once spontaneous now feels like a faint echo in the distance, a hint of previously, a woman who used to, even during her busiest times, make time for you. These days, your presence is treated as a burden. It's not just a change, it's a query that begs for an answer. What has altered, or is it really her schedule? Something or someone else demanding the time and effort that formerly belonged to you, the eerie. In actuality, this lack of availability could not only be the outcome of a busy life, it can indicate the presence of someone else, silently claiming the space in her universe. Once given to you, if you're having fun these realizations and continue to support me in this voyage, please let me know by leaving a comment with a first place below. Thanks for sharing. She is my number 2 throughout this period with me. The phone is banned in a world where our phones are now extensions of ourselves. The abrupt change in a woman's treatment of hers speaks volumes. Volumes for a once open woman leaving her phone alone, and in a second thought could suddenly become a solemn sentinel above the guarded keeper. Her gadget if she starts to get defensive. The idea of being nervous or even agitated, it is a sign that you are close to her phone. That a change has occurred. Something concealed beneath the surface. What was formerly considered a casual. Nowadays, convenience has emerged as an impregnable vault that was securely locked with the secrets that she won't divulge, because they're not. It's about secrecy, not just privacy. Unread texts and unanswered calls and applications that, if discovered, might reveal a universe beyond you. She might change Bring the phone with her, face down to the restroom, or even hold it in your hand, like a lifeline's refusal to release it. This change is more than a simple, slight behavioral change. It's a quiet. She sobs over being parted from her phone. It is no longer an instrument for connection. Become a representation of something concealed, a location where the presence of another person may be using the area that was previously should have been yours, if she is retaining. There are more than just secrets behind that screen. The hidden messages, which are the trust that used to bring you near, and now that she is the exact embodiment of trust, attempting to conceal it in order to protect. Number 3. Modifications to intimacy or closeness and affection. Both physical and emotional intelligence is the basis for numerous connections are formed, although it is the first to change when what or someone makes threats to sever that connection, abrupt distance from attachment, a unwillingness to make personal contact, or a lack of interest in closeness. These are not only indicators of emotional stress or problems, even though they may be clothed as. As a result, they are frequently the faint whispers, indicating a more profound change, a silent indication that another presence might be fulfilling requirements. Thing you used to fill when the heat begins to whine between you, when the contact that was awkward once it felt natural. When missing, it's simple to ignore them alterations as transitory or incidental. However, if this withdrawal occurs concurrently other disturbing indicators, it could point to a break in the emotional bond that isn't just shared with you anymore. Oftentimes, infidelity begins quietly, and secrecy is the ability to conceal oneself. Behind these movements, hiding itself as the organic flow and ebb of a friendship. Yet closeness is not a transient occurrence. It's a manifestation of intimacy, a language that communicates between hearts if your significant other is open. Now that the arms appear far away, it's time to stop. Listen to the song, The Silence Between You. This is a fleeting shadow or phase of tension or a more profound unsaid reality surfacing from the fissures, the shift in the way she touches you. It doesn't merit more than simply passing notice. It merits an honest discussion of what is actually lied about. On the underside, if you're still observing and identifying resonance in these, I would love to hear your thoughts. Use the second comment below to let me know. Thank you for being here. I know you're a component of our adventure, and for sharing your precious time. Number 4, she becomes agitated or excessively defensive. When questioned about her intentions in curiosity and relationships is more than just a characteristic of worry, yet a mirror of concern and a desire to comprehend others, someone to be aware of the minor things that influence their world. But when you ask questions regarding her day that were straightforward, perhaps the place where she has been provokes ire or defensiveness, there can be a deeper issue at portray a woman who already disclosed her plans. Openly who discussed her day with now. Openness may withdraw into quiet or even worse. React irritably when you inquire as to where she is or who she. The question is not whether you spent time with it, at oneself, but the response to that indicates the change to the safe and a trustworthy environment where dialogue easily turns into a battlefield, where even the most innocent questions appear to start a storm so quickly. Being protective is not a natural trait. Reaction frequently indicates something. Concealed something that must be shielded by the shadow of guilt requires confidentiality. Cheating frequently dons the defensive mask that conveys guilt in an effort to sidestep the reality. When the question about who you were or how your day went, you with results in an excessive answer. The query isn't at fault. But the feeling it evokes in her, such defensiveness, conceals a more profound reality, the type that emerges only when someone feels intimidated with their own dishonesty. When these reactions occur without any reason, less emphasis is placed on what is being, further inquiries regarding what is being. This shift in behavior could be concealed. Awkward, but it acts as a starker reminder that trust once broken, it becomes brittle. Wait before rejecting it as insignificant. Think for a second about why she protects her responses with such vigor. Is it truly about the question? The increasing separation between you that even the most basic words seem like a charge. The responses might not be spoke out loud, but in her response, the sign number 5. Silence speaks loudly. Abrupt alterations in behavior or appearance in a relationship's complex dance. The changes in appearance and behavior frequently disclose more than what is initially when a lady's devotion to her, one of the first areas when the partner falters. She bears the mark of transformation. External appearance. It could start quietly, a sudden change in attire, a shift in cosmetics, or a slight change in hairdo information that initially appears to like nothing more than the development of oneself or a want for change. But time develops. These changes become more spoken with greater purpose, as if she is attempting to change into someone distinct person who is no longer characterized by the life she used to lead with. Why are you suddenly interested in her? Appearance. What caused the sudden attention? To seemingly unimportant things prior to a woman starting to dress in a different way, particularly without clarification or a specific goal, it frequently indicates a potential deeper desire to draw the attention of another person. To impressing a new person is more than just the attire she dons, but the spirit behind them, the change in her rhythm, self-presentation, in the same way as her actions may experience a minor but noteworthy change. The warmth that was previously specified. Your interactions, you might start to turn into a calm detachment, that she might grow increasingly evasive and covert, as but withdrawing into an area where you no longer possess this emotional distance, frequently indicates a change in where she is focused and whether they. Her behavioral changes occur at the same time as physical attributes. They are rarely just coincidental changes. Whether they are in the way she wears or the manner in which she actions are not one-off occurrences, but instead indications of something more profound. They might be an attempt to distance herself from you in order to start over anew methods that suit the new desires. Maybe changing connections is a good idea. Life's natural component, however, when these changes happen without warning, when they seem to be going in a different direction, is crucial to stop and consider who, what, and who is she becoming into, such that now is not the time to disregard the hints of change. Instead, it's an invitation to look behind the obvious, to examine the underlying emotional currents, the modifications, and to ask the difficult inquiries that could reveal the truth regarding the growing gap between you. If these are still available to you, please leave a remark if your reflections are meaningful. Number 3 down here to inform me of your accompany me on this trip, your time, and thank you so much for your engagement. Sign number 6 felt unpleasant and instinctive. Sentiments. There is a deep reality that resides at the heart of who we are. Reality that frequently comes to light when our doubt clouds our hearts and minds. This reality is laden with doubt. Our intuition's silent whisper, that nagging sensation deep inside of us that Even if we can't, something is wrong. We can't quite pinpoint it, but it's a sensation that is impossible to ignore, an alert that alerts us when the world, everything around us appears to be the same, but something within us conveys a distinct narrative. In partnerships, our intuition is strong. Guides, they detect the minute changes in her actions and the minor adjustments to her tone, the distance between you that isn't expressed. These are frequently the times that are difficult to measure. The number of cases that don't yet have hard evidence. Your gut indicates that something is not right. It's simple to ignore these emotions, to make yourself believe that they're simply short-lived ideas or fears, but that would be a mistake. There's a reason these impulses exist, originate from our subconscious mind, processing information that we might not fully conscious of. Her behavior on the surface. Start to dispute what she said, if there's a lingering, ongoing discomfort. Notwithstanding her assurances, this is the spend some time listening and focusing on the indications your inner voice is attempting to. Relationships that are based on communication flourish. Openness to trust and emotional congruence, and when those pillars start to falter, you could notice it before anything else does. When something overt occurs, now is the time to face your discomfort, to extend an invitation. Openness in the discussion, and to pose the challenging queries that could lead to clarity. Don't let fear control you. Trust yourself, or insecurity to stifle the voice that has consistently given you advice when you feel incorrect. It is a strength rather than a weakness to inquiry, to find the truth, and to reveal the gateway to frank communication. And a partnership based on mutual respect and clarity can endure the difficulties that come up. But one based on silence and presumptions will only become feeble and crumble underneath the burden of miscommunication and unsaid betrayals. Hence these indications. This uncomfortable sensation might not be conclusive evidence of their infidelity. They are an opportunity to take a closer look, take action before doubt's shadows can, if you are aware of these red flags piling up. Don't be afraid to confront them with the challenging talk. Put everything on the table, because in your quest for the truth, you will not just locate the solutions you're looking for, but the tranquility that results from living genuinely and with integrity as the primary. As the love journey progresses, keep this in mind. You deserve a partnership in which loyalty endures and trust endures. As a stronghold, you merit collaboration, where both hearts beat simultaneously and respect and comprehension of flow as naturally as breath never stops. For anything less than this holy relationship, and most crucially, never disregard your inner voice. Your intuition serves as a compass, will help you navigate the intricacies of life and love. Thanks for participating. If this video provoked a thought in me today, a fresh viewpoint, or provided you with the clarification you were looking for, please remember to share, like, and subscribe. Leave your comments below with your opinions. Join us for additional life-changing discoveries into personal development, relationships, and that was touched by the art of self-discovery. Alert bell to ensure you don't miss and change, since the path to transforming into your greatest self. Never give up. Remember to be strong, focused, and most importantly, have faith in yourself, because your heart knows the route in the end.